Good evening from Joliet, Illinois, and the Sullivan Center on the campus of the University of St. Francis as we get set for CCAC Volleyball. Tonight, it's the host Fighting Saints of St. Francis taking on the Titans of Indiana University, South Bend. Good evening, Terry Bonadonna with you here for tonight's call as the Saints and the Titans get set to begin this thing just a little bit late today as we'll be starting just shy of 7:30. St. Francis comes in with an overall record of 13-13. They're 4-2 in conference. Bad news for the Saints is that they've lost 4 of their last 5 matches. The good news is only one of those was in conference, so they're still sitting pretty in the CCAC right now. Indiana South Bend, on the other hand, just 2-5 in conference, just 2-21 overall. However, the Titans have won 2 of their last 4 matches, including a very impressive 5-set victory against Indiana Northwest a couple of weeks ago. So today they'll try to stay on a roll, I suppose relatively speaking, as they look to knock out the Fighting Saints on their home floor. St. Francis has been very good at home so far this season. It's been a little while since they've had any action at the Sullivan Center. They get back to it today wearing white on the right side of your screen. IUSB is in red. On the left side of your screen, they get the first serve of the game, and it's away from Bryn Lake. The Saints return it and score the first point of the night. Good start for St. Francis as they take a 1-0 lead. Desiree Anderson goes back to serve for the Fighting Saints. Anderson, 5th-year senior for the Fighting Saints. Local product, playing arguably the best volleyball of her career lately. Nice return from IUSB as they knot up the score at 1. So we're tied early on as the two teams trade early points. And the Titans get the serve back. This time it'll belong to number 8, Syria Vanderord, senior from Michigan. Kaylee Sippel sets for Taylor Connolly. Nice job by the Titans to poke it back across. Strong hit and a point for Madison Figg. Figg is a sophomore outside hitter. She gives IUSB their first lead of the night, 2-1 in favor of the visitors. Second straight serve for Vanderord. Sippel sets for Riley Hungate. Nice challenge at the net, but poked right back down by the Fighting Saints. That's Sophie Knazer who gets the point for St. Francis to tie the score. Knazer is the freshman. It was a good challenge from IUSB. They made the play at the net to keep the rally alive, but Knazer was right there to clean it up. Heads up by her. Willow Mueller's serve goes out of bounds. It's a service error against the St. Francis junior. And Mueller checks right back out. 3-2 IUSB. We're going back and forth early on in this one. Neither team has yet found their rhythm. Riley Grott goes back to serve. Grott has been probably the best all-around player this year for IUSB. Tap to the sideline and out of bounds. Off the touch from Cadence Woodrich. Kara Courier was hoping that had gotten just a piece of the line. But as Woodrich tried to slice it to the opposite side, couldn't quite play it in. Nice job by IUSB to let it go. And they've got the multi-point lead for the first time. Hungate trying to make it 1 once again. It slices out of bounds on the deflection. So that's a point for the Fighting Saints. Good hit by Hungate. Riley Hungate's the junior transfer from William Penn. She's been a really nice addition to this team. Second on the team in kills with 228. Third on the team, or I should say second on the team as well in kills per set, 2.43. Abby Labb sets it up, but it's going to be an attacking error on Cadence Woodrich as she slaps it straight into the net. So the Saints have not been able to run consecutive points together just yet. Good defense from South Bend. That's really the first time. I guess it's not. I was going to say it's the first time we've seen an unforced error. But the play a few moments ago where the ball was hit out of bounds, I guess, would count as well. Good recovery by the Saints. It was Anderson who kept it alive, and she's the one who hits it over. Tapped right down for a point. Caitlin Bennett. Nicely done for IUSB. They're doubling up the Saints now. 6-3 is our score as Bennett picks up the point. Caitlin Bennett came into tonight with 97 kills and a team best 53 blocks this year. Lab one-hands it, just in an awkward position, and the point goes to IUSB, so there's another unforced error committed by the Saints. Lab seemed like she was in position, maybe slightly misjudged that ball. Was not passed exactly to where she wanted it. So she tried the one-handed set, but it was out of control by then. Big swing, and it drops inbounds for Audrey Bass. How about this start for IUSB? They are on a roll, 8-3 in favor of the visitors as Bass picks up a perfectly placed hit. Her first kill of the night. Here's Hungate, blocked straight down. That's a point for Hungate. Good swing from Riley Hungate at a time where the Fighting Saints seriously needed it. They get the offense going, and now we'll see if they can hold serve. A low serve from Hungate. It is played by IUSB. To the back line, and the libero Mora Babisco. Out of bounds on the attack. Just a little bit too hard. Missed that line by inches. Now, that's happened to the Saints a couple of times. They're down 9-4. They're maybe 6 inches away from having the lead here. There have been several balls that just missed the lines. That's a good hit, and it drops for a St. Francis point. Sarah Schmidt, the sophomore, gets the kill for St. Francis. IUSB tried to return it. Couldn't pull it off. Babisco serves again. Kept inside the antenna by Bryn Lake. Chance for the Saints to return. Sherman, diving play made by Babisco. And hit into the net by Bryn Lake. That's a point for the Fighting Saints. Lake tried to get a little bit too cute that time. Looking to set it over, but too low on the hit. The Fighting Saints have pulled back within 3. Still a lead for IUSB. They've led most of the way. St. Francis was on top only at 1-0. Off balance, Knazer is able to punch it over. The return is blocked out of bounds, and that's a point for Macy Sherman. Sherman extends the South Bend lead to 10-6. Impressive start for an IUSB team that came in with a 2-21 record. As I said in the open, though, they've won 2 of their last 4. Obviously, they've been playing much better volleyball than their 0-19 start. This one pinballs around, though, and a point to St. Francis. So the Saints are hanging around, trailing by just a field goal here. As the 5th-year senior, 4th-year volleyball player, Kaylee Sipple, gets away the left-handed serve. One-handed over by Audrey Bass. Nice defense. It was Kira Aguirre, and it leads to an IUSB point. Set up by the dig. And once again, it's one and done for St. Francis. Side out. It's been IUSB's specialty early on. Not letting the Saints string a few of them together. Anderson over the line. And that's going to be a point for St. Francis. So they take advantage of a little bit of IUSB miscommunication. And Anderson will try to pull the Saints to within 2. Good hit, Macy Sherman. Sherman's looked good so far today. Came in averaging 1 kill per set. A minus 0.48 hitting percentage this year for Sherman coming in. But she has played much tougher than that in the first set tonight. Hungates into the net. And a timeout called by Kara Courier. Things are not going St. Francis's way so far in this one. Still a long way to go. IUSB has just passed the halfway mark in this opening set, but they're in good position as they have been throughout this one so far. Callie Topolsky's team. Topolsky's in her first year as head coach at IUSB and going through her early struggles, but again, she's working with a team that has clearly gotten better as the season has progressed. Topolsky is making her coaching debut against St. Francis. She has played against the Fighting Saints in the past, formerly at Indiana East. And now in South Bend, starting her head coaching career. Of the 2 wins for IUSB so far this year, one of them came against Calumet. And not to be too dismissive, but everyone who's played Calumet this year has beaten them, 0-7 in conference. So a win's a win. You're not going to apologize for beating anybody. But when you're struggling over the first couple of months of the season, you want to get that marquee win. They got it against Indiana Northwest. Really impressive 5-set victory for them, and now they're trying to knock off another team with a winning record. Saints 4-2 in conference, trailing early in this one, but Riley Hungate gets them back on the board coming out of the timeout. 9 serving 13. Eighth kill of the night for St. Francis. Good dig by Desiree Anderson. And Cadence Woodrich has it blocked into the net. So Woodrich picks up the point for the Fighting Saints. 10 serving 13. It's Willow Mueller. And an ace for Mueller. Tips the top of the net and drops in there. 2-point game. Saints been down by as many as 5 a couple of times in this one. It's been a while since they've been as close as 1. They can do that now. Hungates. Covered by Bass. Here's Fig. Another good dig by Anderson. Blocked to the back line, and it's knocked out of bounds by Sydney Hanna. I thought it looked like that one was going out of bounds. Hanna was in a tough position, sprinting straight to the back line. She clearly thought it was going to land in. Not at the best angle for it. It was really a desperation play for her. It just didn't work out. So the Saints get the point. And now a chance to tie the score. Free ball for the Titans. Thrown down by Riley Grotz. Grott has been relatively quiet early in this one. She has routinely been the leading point scorer for IUSB this year. That's just her second kill, which is not an exceptionally low number, but it's really only her second chance on an attack today. She's 2 for 2. Nice work by Hungate, just dropping it in front of the back line. 1 point game again. Saints have made their comeback. And now it's just a race to 25. I guess it's always been a race to 25. But it's pretty much an even sprint right now. That's punched into the air and out of bounds by Mora Babisco. Not able to reel it in as Caitlin Bennett, the 6-footer, picks up the point for IUSB. 6-footer wearing number 6. Would that they all were the number of their heights. They'd be so easy to tell apart. Actually, it would be extremely confusing. Knocked out of bounds. A miss hit by Kira Aguirre. The Saints have again pulled to within 1. Hungate able to dive on the floor to keep that alive. And now let's see if the Titans can get it back over. They do, despite a little miscommunication. Hannah was able to bump it across. Blocked by the Saints. Cadence Woodrich and Sarah Schmidt got in on that one. They tie the score at 15. And it's the first time we've been tied since way back at 2-2. Saints trailed by 5. 8-3, 9-4. And now they're 10 points away from taking a 1-0 lead in the match. Looking for the lead, it's blocked by the Titans. Looked like Audrey Bass was the one who got her hands on that ball. And the Titans maintain the lead. They've led pretty much throughout this one. Their only deficit was 1-0. Nearly went behind again right there, but it didn't happen. Anderson, right in between the legs of Abby Weber. Nice hit by Desiree Anderson. We're knotted up at 16. Anderson came into today averaging just under 3 kills per set. And she has been on a roll. That's her 3rd kill of the first set today. And an ace gives St. Francis the lead. Mora Babisco breaks the tie. 17-16 on the second ace of the game for the Fighting Saints. First lead since it was 1-0. Now they can take their biggest lead of the night. Chased down by Lab. Babisco hits it over. Chance for Sherman is played defensively by the Saints. Anderson gets it in there. It was hit up off the ceiling by Sydney Hanna. And there was nobody there to play it when it came down. Timeout called by Indiana South Bend. It looked like they were in control of this for a while. 13-8 was the last time they had a 5-point lead. They went up by 5 a number of times. But since their most recent one, St. Francis has outscored them 10-3. Far from over. Saints still need another 7 to wrap this thing up, but boy, they have taken control, and it really started when they called a timeout. I think it was 13-8 when they whistled for the stoppage. So now Indiana South Bend's trying to do the same thing that St. Francis just did, just seize that momentum by stopping to regroup for a moment. We'll see if they can do it. When you've been struggling overall as a team to get results, you take a big early lead, it could be devastating to lose that first set. And so this one takes on even a little bit more meaning for Indiana South Bend than your typical first set would. It would just hurt to fall behind when it seemed like you had it in your grasp. Hung around the net. It is played on St. Francis' side, and Anderson gets it over. To the back line, Babisco. Out of bounds off the deflection from Aguirre. And a point for St. Francis. They lead 19-16, continuing to add to their biggest lead of the night. When I said a moment ago it seemed like IUSB had it in their grasp, I mean, they were a long way from a win when they were up 13-8, but they were playing so well, the clearly superior team over the first half of this set. It's hard to lose that so quickly the way that they have. We'll see if they can get it back. That's a good start for them. St. Francis just was not able to get their bearings defensively there. Big, big point for the Titans. It keeps them in it. 17 serving 19. Hannah gets the serve away. Lab for Schmidt. Nice job by the Titans. The rally goes on. Sherman looking for another point. She thought she had it. Would have been Macy Sherman's third kill of the night. But instead it puts St. Francis ahead 20-17. 5 points from a win. Kaylee Sippel's serve goes to the back line. Here's Sherman again. This time it's blocked, and the Saints get the point. Second timeout called by Kaylee Topolsky. 21-17, St. Francis is on top. They've now outscored Indiana South Bend 13-4 over the last 17 points after they fell behind early on. Kara Courier's gathered the team together on her sideline, trying to talk them through finishing this thing off. She's got to feel awfully good about the way the team has bounced back. A little bit of a sluggish start. Late start to this one. Got underway just before 7:30, and we've made our way quickly through this first set. Not a lot of long rallies. IUSB has now used up both of their timeouts for the game. And St. Francis is hoping that it's a game that doesn't last very much longer. They're close to finishing it off. The senior Sippel serves. And there's Taylor Connolly to throw it down. Sydney Hanna stepped up to receive the serve. Her first touch drifted on her, ended up fading over the net, and Conley was lying in wait. An easy kill for her. Biggest lead of the night for St. Francis. Another block from the Saints, but it got the antenna. Got the antenna, so it's a point for Indiana South Bend. It was a nice play by Riley Grott. She had to twist her body to make sure she kept her hit in bounds, and she did. Cross court, Sippel plays it. Here's Conley. Grazes the net, sliding play by Lake. Another block by the Fighting Saints. Anderson with Knazer. The lead is back to 5. Deflected and out of bounds. Madison Figg gets the kill for IUSB. 19 serving 23. It's not over just yet. Titans have to make their move now. They've scored 2 of the last 3 points. Syria Vander Ord gets the serve. Hungates. It's down. Point for Riley Hungate and the Fighting Saints. Set point for them. They'll try to win it on their serve. It'll be Willow Mueller coming in to do the honors. That's a big hit to keep the Titans alive. Credit to the junior outside hitter, Audrey Bass, to make it 24-20. Keep the Titans alive for at least one more serve. It's Riley Grotz out of Michigan City, Indiana, the junior. And she's got herself an ace. Awkward touch by Maura Babisco. Couldn't keep it in play. Still up to 3 more set points in a row for St. Francis. Grott will again try to keep her team alive. Conley for the win, blocked. Anderson recovers, but out of bounds. That timeout called by St. Francis. 24-22. Indiana South Bend showing their grit late. They led by 5 early. St. Francis went on a run. They led by 5 late. And now South Bend is giving them a fight. They do not want to go down easily. They've got to score at least 2 more in a row in order to stave off elimination here in this first set. But they've already scored 3 in a row. Titans were swept by Judson in their most recent match. That was on Tuesday. And in those 3 sets, their best showing was the third one. They scored 18 points. So this is the best set they've played all week. We'll see if they can extend it. Grott has won back-to-back serves, one of them on an ace. She'll try to keep it rolling right here. To the back line, Babisco. Conley again for the win, out of bounds. 4 points in a row for IUSB. 23 serving 24. What a run here for the Titans with their backs against the wall. Another set point for St. Francis, their 5th in a row. And it's out of bounds on the serve. Saints take the opener 25-23. Riley Grott was flirting with that back line all throughout that run. There were a couple of them that may have gone out. They would have been close, but the Fighting Saints elected to play them. And that time they decided to take the chance, see if it would drift over the line. It did just that. And it gives St. Francis their 25th point and the final one necessary to get the win. So we played one full set here at the University of St. Francis. Fighting Saints have taken a 1-0 lead in this match over Indiana South Bend. I'll take a 2-minute break. Back after that to bring you set number 2. St. Francis in early control. Start of the second set, St. Francis leads 1-0. They took the opener 25-23. And now the two teams back on the floor, reverse sides. Saints on the left, the Titans are on the right. Riley Hungate, the leader so far today with 5 kills. Desiree Anderson has 4. Both of them hit it at a .333 percentage in game 1. 4 kills for Macy Sherman led the way for IUSB. 3 for Riley Grott and Caitlin Bennett. Grott was a perfect 3 for 3 with her 3 swings. Kaylee Sipple serves first for the Fighting Saints. We're underway. Good diving play by Babisco. Pushed over by Sipple, but the Titans were ready for it. Sipple for Knazer. It's over her head. 1-0 IUSB. Kaylee Sipple tied with Abby Labb for a team high with 7 assists in game 1. Bryn Lake had 12 of them for the Titans. Defensive leaders, Desiree Anderson, Riley Hungate, each had 4 digs. Audrey Bass had 4 for IUSB. There's a block, but it goes out of bounds. Did not get the line. Tied at 1. Speaking of blocks, the Saints have 4 of them tonight. Titans have 2 through 1 set and 2 points. IUSB got off to a dynamite start in game 1. They're trying to do it again here. They get a little help from St. Francis as Anderson hits it into the net. Second service error of the night committed by the Saints. Conley tries to poke it over the blockers, and it's knocked out of bounds by the Titans. Madison Figg has it blocked right back to her. Diving play by Hannah, but she can't keep it alive. Hannah nearly went right into the scorer's table there. She was able to keep her head above water, but not able to keep the ball in play. It's a point for St. Francis. They're on top 3-2. Their first lead in this set. Off the top of the net. Sipple makes the running play. Here's Conley. And that's pushed down by Caitlin Bennett. Bennett's had a really nice game so far. 4 kills in the match. No attacking errors. Both of these teams are hitting above 200% for the night. Out of bounds on the push from Cadence Woodrich. Just a little bit too hard that time. Titans are back in front with back-to-back points. Very evenly matched so far. St. Francis took game 1 25-23. We're very early on here in set 2, but so far it's been as close. Out of bounds on the hit from Audrey Bass. And that ties the score yet again. We've been tied at 1, 2, 3, and now 4. The senior Abby Labb serves with the right hand. Labb gets the dig as it drifts over the net. Anderson for Hungates. Good play by Hannah to keep it alive. Battle at the net. Push to the back and Labb. Pass for Hungates. Bennett has it received by Anderson. And the Saints get it over. Best rally we've seen so far tonight. blocked and played again by IUSB. Another chance for Bass. Bennett tips it over the blockers. Diving play, Anderson, and the Saints finish it off. Set up by a great defensive effort from Anderson, and Sarah Schmidt gets the point. Crowd shows their appreciation for the Fighting Saints effort there. Toughest point they've worked for all night. From out of bounds, Bass is able to keep it going. Here's Anderson. Hard hit ball, and Hannah can't complete the dig. Saints lead by 2. First time either side has led by 2 in the second set. Both teams were able to go on a long run in game 1. The Saints are trying to do that here in game 2 now. They've scored the last 3 points. Deflected to the back. Babisco sets it up. Lab for Schmidt. And a point for St. Francis. Second time tonight that IUSB has caught themselves in a defensive positioning spot in which the Saints were able to pull off the point. Nice dive by Anderson, kept alive. Anderson's playing some great defense right now. Reigning Defensive Player of the Week in the conference. She's also the reigning Offensive Player of the Week, but it's a separate point. Hungates. Blocked to the back line, Babisco. Saints lead by 3. And the Titans are able to cut it to 2. So a nice job by IUSB keeping that volley alive long enough to let St. Francis make a mistake. We've seen some much better back and forths here in the second set. A lot of quick points in the opener. Kind of like that one. Another mistake by St. Francis as Hungate, and one goes to Hungates. She does get the point. So scratch that. No more mistakes by St. Francis. They lead 8-5. At the net, ends up on the Titan side. Lab for Anderson. Out of bounds. No deflection there. So it is 6-8. Sydney Hannah gets the serve. Hannah is the junior libero for Indiana South Bend. Schmidt is blocked. Riley Grotz. Macy Sherman was up there as well. The Titans are within 1. They trailed by 3 a moment ago. Here's Lab passing to Schmidt. Crosses court with it. And off the net. That's a St. Francis point. Babisco with a 2-point lead serves for the Saints. Hannah the first to touch it for the Titans. Sherman gets it over. Here's Knazer, blocked by Grotz. Riley Grott is the team leader in kills. Entering play today, she was second in blocks with 37 of them. She's been strong at the net to start this second game tonight. Bryn Lake sends the serve off. Here's Schmidt, played on the back line by Lake. Good play by Ladd. Hannah to Lake, setting up Sherman, blocked. Good chance for the Saints here. It's Schmidt, blocked out of bounds by Macy Sherman. Point St. Francis. (10-8) Saints. They lead the match 1-0. Kaylee Sipple serves and drops it right in front of Briley Franklin. The freshman tried to make the diving play to no avail. (11-8). Kept alive by the backhand of Sipple. The rally goes on. Conley is blocked, back up into the air. Poked down by Knazer, but here come the Titans again. Knazer, good block on the back by Hannah, and it's finished off by Madison Figg. Figg throws down the kill. And the Titans are within 2. Nine serving 11. And the server is Syria Vander Ord. Little help from the net, but it is kept alive by the Saints. Conley and Anderson nearly ran into one another, but the rally goes on. Good defense from Sipple. But Anderson was a little bit too soft on the touch. Into the net on the air. South Bend point, South Bend serve. Hungate has to two-hand it over. And Riley Grott has herself a kill. We're tied at 11. Timeout called by the Fighting Saints. Fighting Saints call the first timeout of this set for either side. They had a good lead a few moments ago. Indiana South Bend has fought their way back to a tie. Right now it is a 1-0 lead in the match for St. Francis, but this has been about as even as it gets. So far the Saints have only outscored the Titans by 2 overall, 36-34 in the 2 games. Right now, Saints hitting at a 153 clip. Indiana South Bend at 116. Both teams significantly lower here in the second set than they were in the first. But you know, there have been more attacking errors in this set, in part because there have been more attacks. It's part of the reason that number has gone down as well, because there have been a lot more extended rallies. Some good digs on both ends. 32 total digs right now for IUSB, 38 for St. Francis. Back underway, Vander Ord serves, looking for the lead. Taylor Conley sends it back the other way. Bass drops it in for the point and a lead for IUSB. They led early in this set. Then it looked like St. Francis was pulling away. The Titans have bounced back and they've wrested that lead away again. Actually very similar to the way the first set went, but in reverse. Sipple for Anderson. Good dig by Vander Ord. Blocked to the net by St. Francis. We're tied at 12. Right around the halfway point of this second set. The exact halfway point if we play to the same score as game one, which ended after 48 points. This one a long way from decided, but that'll help St. Francis out as Desiree Anderson drops in the ace. Anderson came into today with a team best 38 aces this season. (13 serving 12). Fig is received on the other end. Hungate, or rather Connolly, hits it over. Vander Ord across to Babisco. Good chance here for the Saints. Set up for Hungate. Another good dig by Vander Ord. Vander Ord's been all over the place defensively in this set. Chance for Connolly. A little easier return that time for South Bend. Sipple sets. Connolly finishes it off. Really good rally there, but it's won by St. Francis. It's happened a few too many times for Indiana South Bend. They've been keeping rallies alive extremely well, but they just haven't been able to finish them off as often as they would like. Finish them off as often as they would like. So it's 14-12, and it's the senior Anderson getting the serve. And an easy cleanup for Sophie Knazer. All of a sudden, the Saints are back in control. IUSB roared back after trailing early, and now they find themselves down 3 again as we start to get into the latter stages of this second set. St. Francis trying to take a commanding 2-0 lead in the match. Fig off the top of the net and down in front of Sipple. A kill for Madison Fig. Riley Grotz gets the serve. And Riley Grott serves it into the net. The second service error of the night for Grott. They've both been big ones. She's had some really good play a number of times, but points like that hurt. Blocked by the Saints, and nobody there wearing red. Conley and Woodrich clean up of the net for St. Francis. Their lead is 4. Few points away from making this a really difficult comeback for IUSB. Back and forth at the net. There's Mueller on the back line. Hungate, played by Hannah. Mueller for Sipple, and Hungate hits it over the back line, out of bounds. Saints were a little bit out of sorts on that one after they had been on a really good run. Still a 3-point lead for St. Francis as Indiana South Bend gets their turn to serve. Kira Aguirre gets it away. Out of bounds on the attack from Connolly. That's back-to-back attacks from St. Francis that have gone over the back line. That one was an attack. The previous one was a little bit more defensive, but same result twice in a row. Aguirre trying to make it a 1-point game. Out of bounds on the attack from Caitlin Bennett. Turnabout's fair play, I guess. So that's the last 3 volleys that have ended with the ball landing behind the back line. That end line's gotten a workout today. This time it's the opposite side of the floor, though, as the Saints get the point. Deflected at the net and down on the Titans side. That's a St. Francis point. A timeout called by the Titans. 19-15. St. Francis has the lead right now. I thought a timeout was called. A quick discussion between Bryn Lake and the referee, and now they will head over to their respective sidelines. So the Saints lead by 4. They lead the match 1-0. This would be a big win for St. Francis. They dropped 4 in a row. One of those was a conference game at Judson last week, and then they lost 3 over the weekend at a non-conference event at a conference location, if that makes any sense. It better make sense. That's what it was. So they lost those 4 straight. They bounced back, winning at Clark on Tuesday, but that again was a non-conference match. So last time they won against a CCAC opponent was way back on September 24th. That's 2 weeks ago. That was a dominant 3-set victory against Calumet St. Joe's right here at the Sullivan Center. Now they've returned to the Sullivan Center for this one. They'll have another home match in a couple of days. It's a Thursday, Saturday conference week for the Saints. Schmitz inbounds, just barely got that line. Titans don't believe it. It's a 5-point game. That's off the antenna on the attack from Caitlin Bennett. Nothing quite going IUSB's way right now. Some really close plays that belong to the Saints. It's 21-15, and the Fighting Saints now are on the verge of taking a commanding lead in this match. That's a big point for IUSB. Credit to Audrey Bass. They're back within 5. At 21-15, that was actually the largest lead that either team had had all night in 2 sets. Nobody had more than a 5-point lead at any point. Both teams had seen multiple 5-point leads, but nobody went to 6 until just now. It's right back down to 5. Sherman taps it over. Here come the Saints. It's Schmidt. Off the hands of Briley Franklin and out of bounds. That's a point for Sarah Schmidt, and now a 22-16 lead. So 3 to go for St. Francis. They get the serve. It's Riley Hungates. Sherman, cross court. Here's Anderson, geared up for that and dropped it inside the line. Beautiful hit from Desiree Anderson. 7-point lead for St. Francis. They're pulling away late. Hungate serves away to Franklin. Sherman right in the corner. Nice placement from Macy Sherman, who had a great start tonight. Hasn't been quite as efficient in this second set. She keeps IUSB in play. Hungate in the back corner. Cadence Woodrich hits it off the side of the arm of Kira Aguirre. Set point, St. Francis. (24-17). They were not able to close out the Titans easily in game one. See if they can here. Freshman Mora Babisco gets the serve. Anderson for the finish. Good diving play by Franklin. But it got the ground, or it was an illegal hit, I think is what it was. And the Fighting Saints do finish it off. A little underhand action on that second hit. So 25-17 is our final score. After the Titans made a great run in the opening set and came all the way back to make it 25-23 after they had their backs against the wall at 24-19. This time the Saints don't toy around. They finish it off on their first set point. They win 25-17, and they've taken a 2-0 lead in the match. So I'll step aside for a couple of minutes. Back with the third set in just a bit. Saints lead by 2. Third set, almost ready to begin. St. Francis on the right. IUSB will take their place on the left side of the court. 2-0 Fighting Saints lead. They took the opening set by the narrowest possible margin, 25-23. They won set 2, 25-17. Very strong finish to that one. Actually a strong start too. Strong start, strong finish. Titans made their run in the middle, but you're going to make any kind of run, better at the end than in the middle. They weren't able to carry it all the way through. So South Bend is on the verge of getting swept, something they've seen a lot this year, but it hasn't been happening as often recently. They've been playing much better over the last month. This would, however, be their second consecutive straight set defeat if they can't get to 25 first in this game. Serve is away from Aguirre. We're underway. out of bounds on the attack from Macy Sherman. Point St. Francis and a 1-0 lead for the Fighting Saints. Through 2 sets, Desiree Anderson leads all players with 8 kills. Sarah Schmidt right behind her with 7. A 375 hitting percentage. Anderson hitting 263. Anderson on the cusp of another double-double. She's had a lot of them. Nice touch set time from Sherman and a point for IUSB. We're tied at 1. Anderson's got 8 kills, 8 digs. Abby Labb leads the team with 15 assists. Riley Hungate leads with 11 digs. Maura Babisco's got 9 of them. Sydney Hanna serves for IUSB. The return drifts on Babisco. Good chance for the Titans here. Riley Grott not able to finish it off. Here's Sherman again. Deflected right back to her. Chance for Grott. Bryn Lake two-hands it over to Anderson. Back and forth at the net. Finally, the Saints slow it down a bit. Another good rally. We've had a lot of them recently. Sipple for Connolly and a good dig by Aguirre. Great finish for IUSB as they get the point after a really entertaining rally. 2-1 Titans. IUSB has 4 players right now with 4 or more kills. Nobody's got more than 5. Anderson from the back line, out of bounds on the hit. 3-1 Titans. Hanna from dead center serves it across to Babisco. Nice job finding that empty corner. That's Sophie Knazer. Knazer has her 5th kill tonight. She pulls the Saints to within 1 point. 3-2, very early in the 3rd set. St. Francis leads 2-0. They won 25-23 and 25-17. Lake taps it over. Chance for the Saints, it's Connolly. Inbounds from Connolly. Back-to-back points for the Fighting Saints. We're knotted up at 3. Riley Hungate's shoes are knotted up now as well, as hopefully are everybody else's. At the net, Connolly beats Lake. Saints lead 4-3. After they trailed 3-1, they've put 3 straight points on the board. Willow Mueller has been serving for the last 2 of them. Grott is blocked, out of bounds. It's been an efficient night for Riley Grott. She hasn't made any errors as an attacker. Hasn't been quite as involved as she usually has been over the course of the season for IUSB. I guess technically she's right around her average of 2 kills per set, but she's been kind of a secondary attacker. That's up in the rafters, and it drops down in between Aguirre and Hanna. It's just a tough play. It's hard to blame anybody. It still is in play when it hits the ceiling, but it changed direction and nobody was ready for where it fell. It's a really hard one to play. Saints lead by 1. Grott blocked. Woodrich and Schmidt combine on that block. 3 blocks today for Cadence Woodrich. Chased down by Babisco for Desiree Anderson, out of bounds. For as good as Anderson has been tonight, she's had a couple of attacking errors here in this third set, counting for almost half of IUSB's points as they pulled it within one. Vander Ord serves. Here's Schmitz right into the net. It's a rare mistake tonight for Sarah Schmidt. It's only her second error of any kind tonight. Tied up at 6, not anymore. It's an ace for Vander Ord. Third of the match for Indiana South Bend. And the Titans reclaim the lead at 7-6. Neither side has gained much of an edge so far in the third game. Schmitz, good dig by Lake. That's 4 hits on St. Francis. So Indiana South Bend has scored 3 in a row, and they've matched their largest lead of the set, 8-6. Largest lead of the match for the Titans has been 5. They were up by 5, I think 4 separate times during set number 1, but they were not able to finish it off. Hungates hit up into the seats by Bryn Lake, out of bounds. Point to the Saints. Grott is blocked, right back to the Saints though. Henderson recovers, and the Saints are able to keep the rally alive. Blocked down into the net by St. Francis. That's a point for Madison Figg. South Bend again has a 2-point lead. Diving play by Hungate, but the Saints are able to keep the ball in the air. Lake passes for Figg. This time Figg is blocked. That's Anderson and Woodrich on the block. Last point went the same way. Figg had the attack. Anderson and Woodrich were at the net, but they couldn't get a clean block. This time they do. Saints can tie the score on Babisco's serve. Out of bounds off the hands of Abby Labb. Audrey Bass, the last one to hit that for IUSB. She helps the Titans back to a 2-point lead, 10-8. Credit to Indiana South Bend. They really faded down the stretch of that second game, but they didn't carry it over at all. They're putting up a strong fight in the third set, trying to extend the match. Good job by Vander Ord. Now Bass again. Out of bounds on the return from Riley Hungates. That would have been pure luck, let's be honest, if Hungate had been able to manage to keep that ball in bounds. She was just trying to play defense, pure and simple, but almost turned it into offense as well. Instead, the Titans have their largest lead since that first set, and now it's back down to 2. Briley Franklin hits it over the end line. A service error committed by South Bend. It's their third tonight. They've had 3 errors, 3 aces. Now we'll see if the Saints can get rolling. It's been a while since they've strung together back-to-back points. Well, now they have. Well, maybe not. Thought that one hit the ground. Really nice job by Bryn Lake to keep it alive. And now the Saints do get the point. I think they're going to call a net violation on IUSB. The whistle blew, but no call has been made. So now they're going to discuss it. This will either be a point for St. Francis, or we'll call it an inadvertent whistle and play the point over again. We're not going to play the point over again. It is a Saints point. So now 10 serving 11. St. Francis can tie it up. At the net, knocked out of bounds. Was it deflected? No, it was not. South Bend gets the point. Well, all three games have followed the same script to this point. I guess not exactly the same script. They've gotten there different ways. But we've been very tight at this stage of the set each and every time, and a little bit tighter now as Aguirre's serve goes over the back line. 11 serving 12. The Saints can tie it up here. I believe we were tied at 12 in each of the first two sets. This could make it 3 in a row, and does, as Caitlin Bennett whacks it a little bit too hard. 12 all. I know we were tied at 12 in the second set. We were not actually in the first. That was the one, remember, where Indiana South Bend had the big early lead. They were up 13-8. And then the Saints went on a wild run and took control. We're not tied at 12 here either. They've changed the call. That hit from Caitlin Bennett did indeed go out of bounds, but apparently it was tipped by the Saints at the net first. So it's 13-11 here. It's a big call. Big change in momentum. Conley's blocked. Back to the Saints, and Desiree Anderson pushes it onto the sideline. Point for Anderson. She's in double digits as far as scoring goes. 13-12. Here's Grotz slicing it into that corner and out of bounds. The Titans thought that was deflected by the Saints. Apparently it was not. Mueller slid towards it, but she let it go. We're tied at 13. Saints are 12 points away from winning this match. The Titans are 12 away from forcing a fourth set. Out of bounds on the attack again. 14-13. Serve from Mueller to the back corner. Hungate knocked into the net by the Titans. Grott and Lake were at the net, and once again, St. Francis has seized control. This is right around the time that they've been doing so. In each of the first two sets, they've made their run right here. Cadence Woodrich tried to find no man's land, but Aguirre got in the way, and that time it's deflected out by St. Francis. So the Titans stay close, down by just 1 point. (14-15), Bryn Lake serves. Anderson down to the floor. She's able to make the play. Deflected out of bounds by the Titans. (16-14), St. Francis. Abby Lab's turn to serve. Grotz, cross court, and drops it in between Hungate and Anderson, neither of whom can make the play. We're back to trading points here. 15 serving 16. IUSB going for the tie. Got to get her over on this hit. Schmidt does. Lake sets for Bass. Blocked and down for a St. Francis point. Woodrich in the middle. Schmidt on the right side. Saints lead by 2. Hungate serve to the back line. Played by Vanner Ord. Here's Bass. Deflected out of bounds. Points IUSB. They've been going back and forth for a little bit now. The Saints will be happy to do this the rest of the game. Not so IUSB. They've got to string a few together. Anderson for Schmidt. Schmidt gets it over to the back line. And Grotz. Here's Madison Figg, and Figg drops it into the corner. Just out of Riley Hungate's reach. A kill for Figg. 17 all. So we're tied again. Now it's the first to 8 points that'll win this. It's an ace for Riley Grotz. Saints unable to play it. And IUSB is back in front, 18-17. Saints went on a long run to end the second set. Ended up winning that 25-17 after it had been close much of the way. Another ace back-to-back for Grotz. Titans extend their lead. It's 2 points. Celeste Zavala comes in for St. Francis. First time we've seen her since a very brief appearance in the opening set. Grotz got back-to-back aces. This time the Saints were able to play it. Schmidt off the hands of Grotz. Grotz has been all over the place in this third set. But that time a rare defensive mistake. I was about to say a minute ago, the Saints went on that run late in the second set to win 25-17. It had been close before that. And if you take away that one run, which was just at a really good time for St. Francis to wrap it up, this has been extremely even. To watch this one, you would have no idea which of these teams is 2-21 and which is flirting with a winning record. Kill for Audrey Bass puts IUSB back up by 2. Saints had a winning record for most of the season. Prior to their recent 4-game losing streak, they were 12-9 overall. They have not at any point been below 500 in conference play. Saints a little out of sorts, but they are able to get it over thanks to Ann Simon, who just came in. But a finish for IUSB makes it 21-18. They've got their biggest lead of the set, and a timeout is called by St. Francis as things are starting to crumble around them a little bit. 21-18 our score. IUSB in command late in the third set. Still struggling overall. They're down 2-0. So they need to not only finish this one off, they would then need to win 2 more. But it's obviously got to start with this one. And they put themselves in good position to win. IUSB hitting 156 in this third set after hitting 0 in the second. So they've stepped up their offensive game. I was going to say not making quite as many errors. They've actually got the same amount of overall errors. Same amount of attacking errors anyway. I think the same amount of service errors as well. Same deal on the blocks. Franklin comes in with the serve. They've just been making more plays. That's all. Speaking of making plays, good defense from Hungate. At the net, the Saints get the point. It's a biggie. Can't afford to go down 22-18. That's really tough to recover from. Not impossible, but really tough. This one a little bit more manageable as a deficit. Saints still can't afford to waste any time, though. They need to get their points right now. Kaylee Sipple, first time we've seen her in a little while, gets the serve. Pass, blocked, inbounds. The Saints get a huge point on the block, and now they trail by only one. Sipple, the southpaw server, sends another one away. Chance for the Saints here. Kept alive by Vander Orb. Fought over by IUSB. Here's Simon. Pass drifted on Simon, and Bass was there to clean it up. It's a costly mistake by St. Francis. (22 serving 20 here. South Bend 3 points away from forcing a fourth set. Kira Aguirre gets the serve. Sipple passes. Conley tried to finish it, but it's returned by IUSB. And the Saints can't get it over. Diving effort by Sipple, not enough. 23-20. Back-to-back points for the Titans. Saints had a late lead. South Bend has gone on their best run of the day, at least their best in quite a while, and now it's set point. Saints will need at least 4 in a row to avoid playing a fourth set. St. Francis calls timeout. Indiana South Bend doesn't want to go home just yet. They've got a long drive in front of them. Might as well play at least 4 sets, if not 5. They had their backs against the wall. Saints won the first 2. They looked like they were in good position to pull away to win the third as well. But the last 10 points or so have been dominated by IUSB. Titans went off to a really good start. As soon as this match opened, they led 8-3 right out of the gate in game 1. But since then, I don't know if we've seen them play this well until now. And now they'll try to wrap it up. Aguirre, though, keeps us here a little bit longer in the third set. She hits it too hard on the serve. St. Francis was up 17-15. IUSB went on a 9-3 run. Now it's at 9-4, and it's another set point. Sipple for Hungate. Blocked. Anderson pushes it over. Simon keeps it in the air. Anderson punches it over. That was going to stay in bounds. The Titans had to play it. That's into the antenna off the hit from Macy Sherman. And the Saints are still alive. They needed at least 4 points in a row. So they're halfway there. Another serve for Anderson. Sherman for the win. Blocked right back to Hannah. Another chance for Sherman. And dropped in by Sophie Knazer. 24-23, timeout South Bend. Titans went on that 9-3 run to pull within one of a victory. They were set to have 4 consecutive set points. But when I say 4 consecutive set points, you don't actually want to use all 4. They would have preferred to finish it off in 1. Instead, it will come down to the 4th. Coming out of the timeout, it'll be 24-23 IUSB. Desiree Anderson serving for St. Francis. Team has won 2 consecutive points with her on the serve. They've won 3 consecutive points overall. They need 1 more, and that 1 more is just to extend the set. Wouldn't actually win anything for them, but of course this one would win for IUSB. Serve is away from Riley Groton, straight into the net. For as good as Grott has been, she has made a few mistakes on her serves. And that one evens the score. 4-4 in the fourth set. Poked over and played by IUSB. Lake to Vander Ord. And it's blocked by Taylor Connolly. Connolly gets the point for St. Francis. They lead 5-4. Fig with the right hand. Hungate tries to keep it alive, but sent it a little bit too low into the net. Saints were unable to play it off the deflection. We're tied at 5. St. Francis won the opening set 25-23. They took the next one 25-17. Led late 17-15 in set 3 before a big run from IUSB. Here's Anderson. Lake sets up Bass, and Bass's ball is played by Zavala. Big swing, nice dig by Hungate. Here's Anderson. Desiree Anderson has another kill. She's in double figures. She's got herself another double-double. After 3 sets, she had 9 kills, 13 digs. It's her second kill in the fourth set. Off the hands of Conley. Anderson for Conley again, blocked. And a point to IUSB. We're tied. Six all. Indiana South Bend came in just 2-21 overall this year. Conley is blocked, gets it back. Here's Hungate. Blocked into the net, point St. Francis. 2-21, but with victories in 2 of their last 4 matches. Trying to make it 3 out of 5 today. They're trailing, but they've played a spirited match for sure. Diving play, Conley. But the Saints can't get it over. Their first win of the year came on September 24th against Indiana Northwest. Very, very tight 4 sets. And they dominated the 5th. They won it 15-1. So they're capable of reeling off some incredible runs against good competition. They've shown it today, not necessarily incredible runs, but good ones. That drops in the Bermuda Triangle of Conley, Sipple, and Woodrich. None of the 3 of them really seem to see the ball there, and a timeout is called by IUSB. Or by St. Francis, sorry. IUSB gets the point, and they lead 8-7. Still early in the fourth set, but the tenor of this match really has changed dramatically. I know it was only 17-15. I don't want to make it seem like the Saints had a massive lead that IUSB was able to overcome. But the fact is that St. Francis had already won twice. They had shown the ability to take control of a game when they needed to. And it just kind of felt like they were going to do it again. It didn't end up happening. Credit to IUSB for making sure that it didn't happen. But the Titans have come out fired up in this fourth set as well. They haven't had a big lead. It's been nip and tuck the whole way. But when the Saints had a 2-0 lead in the match and a late lead in the third set, it felt like it was only a matter of time before they'd finish it off. And it doesn't feel that way anymore. It really does feel like it's anybody's game. Big wind-up from Hungate. She's blocked and inbounds. It looked like it was going to be close along the sideline, but it did just drop in, so the point goes to South Bend. And their lead is 2, 9-7. Taylor Connolly winds up and drops it down for a point. 8 serving 9 is our score. And the server in question is Abby Labb. That's deflected by the Saints. Still on the Titans' side and hit out of bounds. Knotted up at 9. Well, all 4 of our games have been pretty close up to and just past this stage. Usually up to about the halfway point. They've been neck and neck. Good diving play by Anderson. Zavala gets it over. Nicely done defensively by the Saints. Chance for Grott, and she gets it past Anderson. Point and lead to Indiana South Bend. Looks like there's a wet spot on the floor. They'll get that cleaned up on the St. Francis side before we resume play. Indiana South Bend 10, St. Francis 9, neck and neck throughout this fourth set. Both of these teams were in action on Tuesday. South Bend got swept. St. Francis won their match in 4 sets. A little bit different than today. They actually lost the opener, that one against Clark. Came back and won the next 3 in a row. The last 2 were in completely dominant fashion. Schmidt hits it too hard and out of bounds. Points to IUSB. That's the 3rd attacking error committed by Sarah Schmidt tonight. She has 8 kills. That's behind her, but she's able to track it down and keep the ball in play. Blocked by the Saints. Good recovery. IUSB. Straight up at the net. Poked in. Hannah keeps it alive. Whacked over that time by Woodrich. The ball was a little bit low for her. And it's finished off by IUSB. Madison Figg makes it 12-9. Biggest lead of the set for the Titans. They certainly seem to have more energy right now. They've got the momentum on their side. The crowd was into it for St. Francis at the end of that 3rd set. A lot of that crowd has left between the 3rd and 4th sets. So not necessarily able to use their home court advantage in that way right now. There's a good block by the Saints. Hungate and Woodrich involved in it. Desiree Anderson right at the net. Picks up another point. And the Fighting Saints have pulled to within 1. 11 serving 12. We were last tied at 9. St. Francis will try to tie the score again here. Kept in the air by Lab. That's Schmidt to the back row. Fig blocked, and a point to St. Francis. We're tied. Now the Saints can take the lead. They've scored 3 points in a row, trying to make it 4 straight. That was inbounds. Hannah plays it. Tipped and off of the face of Cadence Woodrich. That's the 4th hit. And a painful way to get that 4th hit. IUSB back on top, 13-12. Here we are, though. Again, same place we've been all 4 games, really tight in this middle stage. Big hit from Anderson, but a nice dig by Lake. Anderson. Hannah keeps it alive. Woodrich out of bounds. Pushed across by Schmidt with 2 hands. Here's the return from IUSB. Out of bounds on the attack from Grotz. Saints are within 1 again. Back and forth. IUSB has held the lead for the majority of this 4th set, but their largest has been 3. So they've not exactly threatened to pull away. Free ball for St. Francis. It's Lab setting up Schmidt. And Schmidt gets the point. We're tied again. Back-to-back points from South Bend made it 14-12. Back-to-back points from St. Francis have evened us again. And Celeste Zavala sends it directly into the net. St. Francis just can't get over the hump right now. They're having trouble taking the lead away from South Bend. They've come back to tie it a number of times, but haven't pushed across that next point. Good hit by Sophie Knazer. And Knazer has us tied yet again. So first to 10 points from here, presumably. Saints scored 25 last game. It didn't win. 27-25 was the 3rd set final. Blocked, but Saints can't get it over. And once again, they get to that tie position and can't get the next one. High arcing serve and out of bounds. Briley Franklin tried something a little bit different there. It didn't work. See if Desiree Anderson can help the Saints to the lead here. She can. Mishap from IUSB. They just did not seem to be on the same page. So St. Francis is back in front, 17-16. To the back row, Zavala steps up, makes the play. Knazer trying to finish it off, but IUSB recovers nicely on defense. Conley to the back line. Out of bounds, no deflection. Point St. Francis, and all of a sudden they're up by 2. They went through all that talk about how they kept coming back, tying the score, and then just couldn't get over the edge and take the lead. Now they've taken a 2-point lead, and that's good. If you can't get a 2-point lead ever, you can't win. So they're in a position right now where at least they could win. But they're still 7 points away. Indiana South Bend calls timeout. Callie Topolsky, their rookie head coach, trying to get them back on track. This is still life and death for them, in volleyball terms. For as much as it seemed like they had taken momentum with that dramatic third set victory and a hot start to the fourth, there was a good stretch there where it kind of felt like St. Francis was back on their heels, but the Fighting Saints still have the 2-1 lead. They still have a little bit of give here. Obviously, they don't want to go to a 5th set, but they can lose this one, and it's not going to kill them. Whereas South Bend is done if they don't win this 4th set. So the pressure is still all on them, even if it has not always felt like it necessarily in this 4th set. And they trail by 2 right now as Anderson serves. Here comes Hungate. That's inbounds. Nice hit by Riley Hungate. Fighting Saints are on a roll. They've scored 4 in a row, and they have taken a 19-16 lead in this 4th set. Soft hit over to Hungate. Knazer diving in is Sydney Hanna. And out of bounds on the attack from Caitlin Bennett. Things are just not going the Titans' way right now, and the momentum has certainly shifted back St. Francis's way, as has the score. This 4-point lead is the biggest that either team has possessed in the 4th set, and the Saints are just 5 away. They're on a 5-0 run. Out of bounds on the attack from Taylor Conley. A much-needed point for IUSB on the attacking area. Zavala for Sipple. Hungate blocked and down. IUSB point. Kira Aguirre serves. Got away from Hungate and cleaned up immediately by IUSB. It's a 1-point game as the Titans have scored 3 in a row. 20-19. They've led the majority of this 4th set, but St. Francis on a 5-0 run seemed to seize control when it was 20-16. Not so much. IUSB is right back in it. Aguirre serves again. Sophie Knazer's ball is tipped. Diving play by Aguirre. Here's Sipple for Connolly. Defense is there for the Titans. Deflected at the net. Hungate. On the 3rd hit, the Titans get it over. Sipple for Knazer. That's a kill. Willow Mueller comes in to serve for St. Francis. Mueller has appeared as a server in all 4 sets tonight. Hungate off the net, a little bit behind her on that set. and she was not able to adjust to get it over. 21-20. Sydney Hanna serves. Anderson the first to touch it. Here's Hungate again. Trying to force it down, but Hanna's been all over the place. Speak of the devil. Lake hits it in the air. Franklin keeps it alive. Nice job by IUSB. Another chance for the Saints. This time it's Connolly out of bounds. We're tied. Timeout, St. Francis, 21 all. IUSB is on a 5-1 spurt. Saints took the second game 25-17. And that's the only thing that hasn't been tight all the way to the wire. Even that game was a little bit closer than the score would indicate. It was tight all the way through, and then the Saints went on a good run towards the end. But this one, aside from a very brief moment where it looked like the Fighting Saints had taken over, has been anybody's game. That 5-0 run that gave them a 20-16 lead was the ray of light for the Fighting Saints. Other than that, South Bend still has spent the majority of this game in front. "11 attacking errors in this set from St. Francis. They had 20 total through the first three. But it's kept IUSB alive even when they haven't been at their best, although credit to the Titans, their defense has allowed that to happen. Well, that time they didn't have to do much of anything. Saints out of sorts out of the timeout. Titans ahead by 1. Sipple for Connolly. Aguirre makes a lunging effort for it. Sherman across to Sipple. Here's Hungate. Sipple sets up Hungate again. Diving Anderson keeps it alive. Out of bounds on the attack. Zavala let it go wisely. And we're tied at 22. Abby Lab has the serve. A big swing point here, tied at 22. Here's Anderson from the back row. Returned by IUSB. Zavala dives for it, keeps it in the air. Bryn Lake for Macy Sherman, out of bounds. 23-22. St. Francis has scored 2 in a row, both of them on IUSB attacking errors. Another serve for Lab, trying to set up match point. Free ball for the Titans. Lake set a little bit behind Groff. Gives the Saints a chance. And they take advantage of it. Sarah Schmidt knocks it down. 3 in a row for the Fighting Saints. They trailed 22-21, and now they have match point. Timeout called by IUSB with their backs against the wall. Kind of surprisingly, this is the first match point of the night for St. Francis. They were up in the match 2-0, And they ended up losing the third set only 27-25, but despite that final score, you would think both teams probably would have had at least one or two chances to wrap it up, but the Saints never did. In that 27-25 set, they never had a match point. In fact, they never had a lead after 17-16. They had to fight back. They were down 24-20. Titans weren't able to wrap it up until their sixth set point. And now they would like to force the same kind of trouble on St. Francis, although on their side, preferably with a different result than the leading team eventually finishing it off. Match point. Abby Lab to serve. Saints trying to end with 4 consecutive points. Blocked, but played by Aguirre. Sherman. Whistle blows and a point to IUSB. Saints weren't ready for it, and now it's 24-23. So that means whichever way this goes and whatever our final score is, this will definitely be the third time in 4 sets tonight that it'll be decided by 2 points. The minimum number. Second match point for the Saints. Lab for Hungates, and it's down. Saints win. 25-23, the final score. It was not easy, not even close. But St. Francis does finish off IUSB, a team on the rise, despite their record falling to 2-22 overall now. I think they've proven that they're going to be a tough out for a lot of CCAC teams the rest of the way. Our finals tonight, 25-23, 25-17, 25-27, and 25-23. St. Francis comes out on top. It's their second consecutive win. And they got back on track in terms of conference play after they had dropped their last one to Judson. They improved to 5-2 in the CCAC and above 500 overall now at 14-13. Another double-double for Desiree Anderson tonight. Anderson is the reigning CCAC Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week, a rare double. And today she got what has not been a rare double-double, 12 kills, 20 digs. Abby Lab led the way for the Fighting Saints with 23 assists. Kaylee Sipple had 19 of them. Give Cadence Woodrich credit for at least a portion of 6 blocks tonight. Call it 6.5 blocks tonight for Woodrich. Sophie Knazer had a good game with 9 kills, 10.5 points overall. Riley Hungate led the way with 15 points for St. Francis tonight. Hungate had 12 kills and was also involved in 3 blocks. One of them was solo. For IUSB, the team leader was Macy Sherman. Sherman had 12 kills tonight, one of 3 Titans in double figures. She had 12 kills. Audrey Bass had 10. Madison Figg had 10. 43 assists tonight for Bryn Lake. Their leading defender was Sydney Hanna with 33 digs. Again, our final scores, St. Francis 25-23, 25-17, 25-27, and in the fourth set, 25-23. They wrap up a victory tonight. They improved to 14-13 overall, 5-2 in conference. IUSB falls to 2-22, 2-6 in conference play. The Saints are back at it at home just 2 days from today as they get another conference match on Saturday night. We'll have that broadcast for you here. Until then, Terry Bonadonna signing off from the University of St. Francis. Have a good night.